Jennifer. How are you?
Hi, Julie. I'm doing well. Nice to talk with you again.
Yeah,
I just want to thank you for doing this interview. I do truly appreciate it and want to say that you've done a fantastic job as a young Delilah Watson this season.
oh,
Um,
thank you so much.
oh, my pleasure. The fans, I mean, we absolutely adore it, and you guys have done a fantastic job of bringing them to life. So first, I want to start off with how did you learn about The Way Home? Were you already a fan of the show, or like what kind of like piqued your interest in joining this project?
Yeah, I mean, so my journey to the way home, it all happened pretty fast. I hadn't seen the show um, beforehand. When I got the audition, I watched some episodes and I had the opportunity to audition for young Dell. I immediately connected with the character and the story, and there's just something so special about stepping into the 70s world. And one of my audition scenes actually was Colton serenading Dell with Waterloo. And as soon as I saw that, I had to laugh because Waterloo by ABBA, it was my childhood. And I grew up listening to their music. So having that be a part of the audition process, it felt like a full circle moment. And after the initial audition, I had a chemistry test with Jordan Dow, who plays young Colton. And I was in Ottawa at the time shooting another film. And so we did it over Zoom. And so since so much of the way home revolves around Colton and Dell's love, getting that connection right, I think was really important. And from the moment that we read together, everything just clicked. And Jordan was just such a generous and grounded actor, and he's awesome. But that chemistry test really solidified my excitement for the role. And I feel like it was just like stepping into something that just fit, and everyone cried on that Zoom call. It was like all happy tears. And within days of wrapping that film in Ottawa, I was back in Toronto, and we just kind of hit the ground running, and it happened really quickly. But I think sometimes the best things do. But I think what piqued my interest, specifically being a part of the show, once I got the offer, is how beautiful it is. I cry every episode, like so many of the fans do. And I think the thing that really drew me in when I came across it and read the script and got to know the team is that The Way Home has female creators, mother-daughter showrunners Alex Clark and Heather Conkey and Marley Reed. And I think since the show is about family, especially mothers and daughters across different generations, it just feels really fitting to have women at the helm who just like really understand those dynamics. And that storytelling is full of just so much depth and authenticity. And I think that's what makes the relationships that you see on screen really real and emotionally resonant. Also, I think the show, it just has so many strong, really dynamic female characters that you don't always see on TV. They're really deeply layered and witty. They're humorous, intelligent, and just they have so much emotional depth that makes them relatable. So those rich, well-rounded roles for women, that was really intriguing for me. And also, I think just the time travel aspect, it's how fun is that? It's like Gilmore
Yeah.
Girls meets Outlander, and it's like a perfect blend of heart and adventure. So I love it so much.
We do too, and I'm hoping that we get all the seasons 4, 5, 6 because there's so much story to it, and
Me
it's
too.
it's a really original concept of a show, and I mean it goes for itself. So what's been your experience like on the way home? Because you came in, I know, the third season and everything. How's your experience been?
Oh, it's been a blast. I have had so much fun, and I've got to build really strong friendships with my castmates, and obviously playing the younger version of Dell, of Andy McDowell's character. She's just such a powerful woman and incredible actress, and I admire her work so much. And it's funny because I remember watching Maid when it came out, and thinking to myself that like she is such a force, and I hope to work with her one day. And who knew that just a few years later I'd be playing the younger version of her, and meeting her was just such a special moment, and taking on the role of young Dell, a character that she had just so beautifully shaped over the course of 2 seasons. It came with like this sense of responsibility and excitement. But it was just a blast. I had so much fun getting to shape Del's early years.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it definitely shows in your performance this season, and we notice it and we appreciate it very much. Um, that leads my next question. What was your
Yeah.
process to like step into her shoes, so to speak?
Yeah. Okay. So we had the chance to chat, and she was really helpful in understanding like the essence of Del, and we agreed on a lot of things. One of being that she has walls, but she's a deeply warm and loving individual. And I think that Andy, she also gave me the autonomy to make my own choices and follow my gut when it came to fleshing out all those early years. And she didn't try to mold my performance, but I think instead she encouraged me to just listen to what she'd already created over the course of the first two seasons and use that as my guide. And that really, I think, became my North Star in shaping young Del as a character. And I think, a big part of getting Del right was her mannerisms and the accents. And I spent a lot of time watching Andy's films, listening to interviews and podcasts that she had done. And I'd listen to her voice in my headphones as I'd walk to the grocery store. And she has a very distinct voice and cadence. So I think getting that accent down, it was more focused on sounding like her specifically rather than just working on a Southern accent. And I did also work with a dialect coach, Jeffrey Simlett, so I want to give him a shout out because he was just an absolute gift to work with, and he was really helpful to bounce the new sound off of, like, hey, does this sound right? And he was really amazing for that. And her mannerisms, I think I just really tried to focus on looking out for the nuances in her performance, energy, and presence to just best emulate Delilah. And in the 70s, I think that Delilah has this like Southern belle softness, but there's also a subtle edge, and that's something that's just so Del, and I really wanted to reflect that.
Yeah, you definitely do. Especially when you put Colton in his place in the first episode. We're like, get him, like get him, Del. We loved it. Um, I'm gonna wrap up here. What would you like to say to the Way Home fans?
I think I would just like to say thank you. I mean, I feel like the fans of this show are a big part of the magic, and it's why, we're in the third season, and I'm so honored to be a part of this show. And Del is just such an intriguing character to play, and she has this fierce, unwavering love for the people she cares about, and it's a trait that's passed down to her daughters. And I think that so many of the fans I identify with her, and yeah, I just wanted to say, I guess, thank you for being such a important part of this show, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
Well, we're definitely happy to have you, and hopefully, we get a fourth season. Y'all can come back because I mean, we're not done with the 1800s yet, so we may not be done with the 70s yet either. So, what was your favorite moment up to this point? And you can even go into episode 6 because this interview I won't post until after tomorrow night.
Right. Ooh. Okay, so actually in episode 6, we'll see one of my favorite scenes. It's when Del first comes to the farm, and she has this beautiful moment with Colton on his truck. And I won't say more than that, but just something so notebook-esque about that moment and about episodes to come. But actually, something that I feel like might be worth noting is a scene that was really fun to shoot and really intriguing for me and Jordan, I think, was that first scene at the Cove. And I think that, viewers, it wasn't what they were expecting when they first met young Del. When she first comes to Port Haven, she's not looking for love. If anything, she's guarded, and it's when she least expects it, she finds herself opening up her heart in a way that she never anticipated. But I think that, she beats to the rhythm of her own drum, and she knows exactly what she wants. She never waters herself down to be more digestible, and she's so coy, which is one of my favorite things about her. And she has this quiet confidence, this ability to really hold her own. And I think when she meets Colton, he is unlike anyone that she has ever met, and that really shakes her. I think it scares her, but she likes it. And Del, present day and in the past, isn't someone who trusts easily, and you really have to earn it with her. And I think that a lot of that, coming from young Del, it comes from the experiences she's had back home, where maybe she's been objectified for her appearance or pedigree rather than seen for who she truly is. And when she arrives in Port Haven, she carries that guardedness with her. And on top of that, being a house guest of Evelyn, someone who's not really given her a chance or made her feel welcome, it adds to those walls that she's really built. So when we first meet her at the Cove, she's really protecting her heart. And I do think, though, there's a moment where we catch a glimpse of a girl who she really wants to be loved for who she is. And as the episodes progress, those walls, I think already we're starting to see them really come down, and we get to know Del for the playful, sarcastic, sort of deeply loving and emotionally complex young woman that she truly is. And so one of my favorite scenes is that first scene at the Cove, where she is really misunderstood, because you only really see a glimpse of who she is, and you see a glimpse of her really wanting to connect with Colton but still having those guards. And so I think the payoff is so much better for the fans, and I think they're going to really enjoy that, and I really enjoyed that shooting it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the fans like myself, we've ran with it, we absolutely love it. And yeah, I do agree that moment of you and Colton in the truck in episode 6, that was very the framing of it, the everything was just, I mean, it was
Beautiful.
very romantic, very Notebook like. So y'all did a fantastic
Yes.
job.
Oh, thank you. I think I love the costumes too. That was one of my favorite costumes that I ever wore.
Did you get to take it home?
I wish. No, I didn't.